Hi, my name is Lou and welcome to my kitchen. I'm a Viva Life ambassador and today I'm going to be showing you one of my favourite festive recipes, gingerbread men. I'm going to be using the Gingerbread Spice PERFORM, which is my favourite flavour so far. There's something so special about this time of year. Not only the festive cheer and everyone in the Christmas mood, but the nostalgia of those foods that you have when you come home and your family comes together. And one for me especially is like all the warm spices, the ginger, the cinnamon, nutmeg. I love it, it takes me elsewhere. So let me get to it and show you how I make them. So we've got wholemeal flour, we've got date sugar and date syrup, coconut oil, bunch of spices, oat milk, carbonate soda, and PERFORM gingerbread spice. So I'm using date sugar and date syrup today. That's purely just for the taste and personal preference. You can use any granulated and syrup sweeteners of your preference. So first off, we're going to add the dry ingredients. So that's 1 cup of wholemeal flour, half a cup of date sugar. And for spices, we have 1 tablespoon of ground ginger, 1 teaspoon of mixed spice, and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. But this is, again, down to personal preference and taste. So if you want it a bit spicier, feel free to add a bit more. And we're going to be doing 1 tablespoon of gingerbread PERFORM. And last of all, 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate soda. So I'm going to roll my sleeves up, make it combine these dry ingredients, and it already smells delicious. So we have 4 tablespoons of date syrup going in, and 4 tablespoons of melted coconut oil. And we're going to give this a mix through. Just keep going until you've got those small, crumbly, sandy clumps. So I don't know if you can see, but I'm trying to use the back of my spoon just to kind of incorporate it a little bit easier. So about now it should look like this. Nice sandy texture. So I've got some oat milk here, and I'm estimating we're going to need about 2 tablespoons, but you err on the side of caution. Use a little bit at first, and then you build it up until you get that nice dough. So first I'm going to do just 1 tablespoon, mix that in, and another one. We'll see if we need any more after this. So this is usually about the time where I'll get my hands stuck in, because the warmth of your hands will encourage the oil to incorporate into the flour a lot better, and this is usually when a nice dough will form. So what I'm doing, I'm just grabbing it and squeezing it, and as I squeeze it, it starts to form a ball of dough. So I'm going to tip it out onto the counter now, just because it's a lot easier working on the counter when it comes to forming a dough. But I've still got my oat milk next to me just in case I need a little bit extra, in case it's too dry. So I'm just compressing it all together. It may feel like it's still very dry, but hold off a little bit before you add any more, because you never know. I'm just going to work it a little bit longer and really let the oil incorporate. Mine feels maybe just a tiny bit dry still, so I might add in maybe half a tablespoon, maybe a bit less, of oat milk. It's coming together really nicely now. It smells delicious. Right, we're getting there. It's almost formed into a really nice dough. Perfect. So now we've got a beautiful ball of gingerbread dough. I'm just going to set it aside whilst I clear up a little bit, and I'll be back with you in a second. So next we're going to roll out our dough. And the trick I like to do is get 2 reusable baking sheets, put it in between, put the other one on top, and give it a squish. Not only is this cleaner, the dough doesn't end up sticking to the counter, and you get less flour everywhere. Use the rolling pin, and just roll it over the top. You don't have to do this is just the way I like to do it. So once the dough is flattened a bit, I'll get a bit of flour, lightly dust the surface, out. This way I can roll out a bit thinner. A little bit of flour on the rolling pin. Doesn't matter if you get it on the dough, just give it a brush and just give it a nice roll. It doesn't matter if the dough is shaggy around the edges because we've got our cutters, and then we can re-roll it, recut. You know how it goes. So when rolling it out, bear in mind how thin or thick that you'd like them to come out, and just roll accordingly to that. So grab your cutter, I like this medium-sized one, and start cutting. So once it's pressed, give it a little wiggle, and it should come out. And there we go. Our first little gingerbread person. And I'm putting it on the baking tray with our reusable parchment paper. I'm going to repeat this process until I have no dough left. Oh, almost decapitated one. Oops. There we go. Just stick it back on, no one will know. There we go, good as new. So with the scraps, just re-roll and roll out again. And repeat the process. Gingerbread is very forgiving, so you can do this quite a few times. So sometimes when it gets to this point and I can't be bothered to cut the people out again, I will use a smaller cutter, in this case it's a star, and get lots of little mini gingerbread out. Beautiful. So here's our cut gingerbread, and I'm going to put it in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 9 minutes. Okay, so they're all baked, the house smells delicious. Very hot, but I'm just going to transfer them onto a cooling rack. So we're going to let these cool for about 10-20 minutes. Don't worry when they come on the oven and they feel a little bit soft still. As they cool, they will harden up and have a nice little crisp. I personally like it when the outer edges are a bit crunchy and the inner bit is a little bit more chewy and a tiny bit of softness to it. If you like them a little bit crispier, just roll them out thinner or bake them for a little bit longer. Or if you like them a bit softer, chewier, keep them a bit thicker. So there we have it. Perfect little gingerbread people, ideal for this season. So thanks for watching. Let us know if you try this recipe, and I hope you have a wonderful festive period. My name is Lou, you can find me at the Lulu Life on Instagram. Merry Christmas.